Sagittarius.
Do you follow Karen's daily scopes yet? If not, and wonder what they hold, click the sample link below and listen to both the Astro scope and Tarot scope, and get a feel for what you can expect in your love, career, and financial outlook for today.
Hello Sagittarius, this is your forecast for March 2014, and we have more action going on here now this month as there's a lot of things shifting for you. It might be a little bit of a longer forecast, but it's also because we got a lot to go through and to explain for you. And this month we have 2 new moons, just like in January. February left us with only 1 moon, that was the full moon. We had no new moon in February. But top of the month, March 1st, we have our first new moon, and then we have a second new moon, January 30th. And this leaves us with a month where we have a lot of new beginnings, a lot of new starts, a lot of bursts of new energy coming in, and you want to make the most of these. Now, the first one, new moon, is coming up here in your area of home and family and your past. It's how you relate to your past, your genetic DNA, so to speak, and where you live. It's your home, your property, real estate as well. And this area here is going to bring to the forefront new beginnings, okay? So on some level, wherever that may be for you personally, you will see there's going to be a jolt of energy March 1st. So put that on your calendar. And that jolt that you feel on this day, be aware of it and try to grasp it, okay? And put it down in your attentions that, wow, this is what I'm going to grab onto. This is what I'm going to root deep down and bring with me forward in the whole entire year to come, because you won't have this chance for another 12 months. So this new beginning is somehow putting you on the map, on the chart, in the area of your hopes, dreams, wishes, your vision of the way you want to live. Why? Well, this is now in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is all about spirituality. It's also about being guided by spirit. Pisces are very spiritual people. They don't live most ways like other people do, right? Because they're so attuned to this higher dimension, and you will have a jolt of how that works. Maybe through the law of attraction, you might see how that works for you. And it is magic. It is actually like magic, but it's actually very natural once you get the knack of it. And this new moon here will have just over the next day or two. It's still new, it's still cresting here. It's going to be moving right over Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, also in the area of home, family, real estate, property, your genetic past, your memory past of childhood and growing up. All of these things coming into a mix. And now, if you want any change as far as where you live, how you live, this would be the time to put down those intentions and say, this is what I promised myself, okay? And the more conscious you are, the more aware you are on this day when you put down this, some will call it a prayer, others call it an intention. You know, an intention is a very pinpointed, specific promise to yourself. Well, you will see how this is going to start unfolding for you throughout the year. Very important day for you Sagittarians. Now on the second new moon, it's going to be March 30th. It's going to be in a different area. It's not going to be your 4th house. It's going to be the 5th house. 5th house is all about joy, and it's the inner child coming out to play, hanging loose, having fun. So we're seeing that something is shifting for you in March, from where you start at the top of the month to where you end up at the very end of the month, shunting you into an area of self-expression and creativity. Some of you might just start a new love relationship that's going to come into being, and then that is where you want to put your intention. On the 30th is the jolt of energy that you have on this day, the inspiration, the love that you hold in your heart. You want to put that forward as an inspiration that this is what I'm going to hang on to. This is what I want to manifest. This is what I want more of throughout the entire year to next year at the same time. It's going to last for 12 months, okay? Powerful day, March 30th. Then we have the full moon on the 16th for you. This is going to be in the area of work and career. So something is going to come up here this month for you that's going to put you on the map where you're going to feel something is just about to burst. And it's a big full moon in the area of career in the sign of Virgo. Virgo allowing you to get into the groove of a new daily routine where things are going to be streamlined a little bit and where you're going to be thinking a whole lot, analytically too. So really exciting, some good news there on the 16th, put that on your calendar. And then let's talk about these retrogrades, because the first half of 2014 seems to be all about retrogrades. We started in January with Venus retrograde. Venus for you in this area has been in your second house for income. You might have felt that things dried up in January or stopped altogether. Venus is the flow of money. It's in your second house for income. So when Venus goes retrograde, it holds back something. And but Venus turned direct here very last couple of days there in January. So here now in March, it's still in this area. So February, it was still doing its dance, started to move forward again, started to open up a few doors, okay? And the more conscious you were in February, and if you're listening to this on the February end of this video, you want to pay attention to what Venus's message to you is all about. It's picking up speed. It's about focusing on now where the money comes in, where to spend it. It's all about spending it, because it's easy when the money suddenly comes in after a dry period. You want to spend it all, right? Because it's like, ooh, I can. However, though, it's still in the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is cautious. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is karma. So it's like what you've worked for is now what you're going to start achieving and getting, and you want to be smart about that money. Saturn wants you to hold on, hang on, and think how you can actually grow this area of your life for times to come. And you're only going to have until, let's see, the 5th, March 5th, it's going to be moving out of this area. But you have February and until March 5th to look at where your money's going. And the more smart you can be about it, my goodness, there's going to be responsibility coming in behind it and along with it, because of Saturn now going retrograde, and it will be questioning you and looking at you and say, what did you do in the past? Okay, so let's talk about these retrogrades. First, let's just start off with Saturn, since we're just talking about it. Saturn is karma. Saturn is the accumulated karma in this lifetime and past lifetimes. It's residing in your 12th house, and so it's been moving through that subconscious level. It's been bringing things up for you that you need to have been looking at the last 28 years. For those old of you that are old enough, might recall, where you were 28, 29 years ago, what you were working with. For those of you who are younger, well, you might go 14 years back, half of the cycle, and look at where you were at that point. Now, when Saturn is retrograde, it's not moving forward to actually go out and build new. It's looking at what you have at hand. What do you have to work with? Now that Venus is starting to bring in a flush of money again, how do you want to spend it? Where do you want to put it? How can you place it in a place where it can replenish itself and actually do good, so that you can secure more of what's coming in, because there will be more money coming in, more money to be made for you now, Sagittarius. And I know it's been difficult for many of you that I've been speaking through, throughout the month and these last months here in our private readings. Just hang on to what we have been talking about, because it's still in the works. And what is really beautiful is that Jupiter, the great beneficiary, the abundant giver from the universe, is now going to start moving forward on March 6th. And this will be in your area of the 8th house. The 8th house has to do with other people's money or the way you interact and work with joint finances. So this can be between you and a partner, between you and a spouse. It could be your investments, it could be taxes, the money that's shared and earned with commissions. This will start moving forward for you again. So those of you who have been relying on, say, grants, for example, that might have stopped up last 4 or 5 months, been a little bit of a hard test to go through, but you'll see how Jupiter's light is going to be shining back on you and opening up the gateways. And so Saturn retrograde right now, as Jupiter is going forward, is saying, okay, we're opening up the floodgates, here's more money, but be cautious. Think and think ahead. How are these, how is this income going to be best well spent? So a lot of responsibility there karmically for you. Now, Mars also retrograde from March 1st to May 20th. This is going to be in the 11th house. So anything for you right now, Mars is going to be focusing on hopes, dreams, and wishes. That's the one end of it. And so you want to stay focused there. Hang on to it in spite of the retrograde, which is slowing things down. It's slowing it down for a reason, and you'll come to understand, though, that you don't want to speed this up too quickly because you might lose opportunities. You'll only see it in the aftermath. When you come to June and things start moving forward again with Mars, you'll see that the opportunities that you still do not know yet, because they haven't come yet, will be presenting themselves. They will intertwine and blend with your old aspects, your old priorities, the goals that you thought you were chasing. Well, with these new opportunities coming in, here we have choices, and it's going to be about priorities. Which ones will work best for you in the long term? And Mars here normally takes 6 weeks to pass through. The universe is giving you nearly 8 months in this area of hopes, dreams, wishes. The projects you do with friends, groups, organizations. It's what you do in the networks, in your social circles, and the affiliates that you have there. So this area for you, when it slows down, is be the observer. You don't have to as much be the participant. Be the observer and hang on to those dreams, because before anything can manifest, it needs to come here first. We have to see it first so that we can draw it to us, the magnets that we are, and that's the law of attraction. So actually, it's a blessing, okay, that we have a long transit. It's in the sign of Libra. Libra is all about choices, balancing the scales. What is too much? What is too little? Do I want to do more of this? But if I go here, what about this? I want to do that too. And the only way that you can actually bring things into your life is by not fragmenting it. Once again, it's creating your priorities. But then it's looking at what is it giving in return, because everything is a give and a take. There's a return on investment. There's a return on the giving and receiving. And it's creative because Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the creative and artsy aspects. And I'd like to say too that the 11th house here, it's kind of tied into that 5th house of creativity. It's the inner child wanting to come out with a self-expression and to be able to have fun with what it does. You have Uranus there, and Uranus thinks outside of the box. So you might come up with some great concepts, some epiphanies of seeing something so clearly. Some of it might even be like new inventions or alternative ways, alternative creativity and energy and all these things. You have that in the 5th house. You want to see what Mars is going to do there. It might just trigger something. So it is a blessing, and yes, it might feel that things may be moving very, very slow between now and then, but we do follow on the daily scopes the moon and the faster moving planets, which comes in and triggers these planets. It's like the moon is only in one sign, 2 to 2.5 days each. And so within a month, we're just giving the monthly outcast, but the daily scopes, they show the moon, how they ricochet throughout the days, throughout the weeks, and how sometimes things will now activate and when they kind of step back. And so even though things seem slow until July, well, this is where we'll receive insights on it. So we also have now the transformation going on in your second house. You've been working for a long time, Sagittarius. You've been working long and hard at asking the universe. It's like, well, what is my purpose? And you're seeking for this purpose. Some of you are very clear on it, and therefore put a lot of energy in on transforming the purpose. Those of you born very early in the sign, the first, I'd say, 13 days, have already gone through it. Those of you who are really pinpointed now, where the universe is coming into this transformation, it's probably those of you born like from the 10th to the 13th day within your sign, which is now under the scope. And this is definitely going to be bringing a surge of Kundalini energy up through your chakras so that you can activate all of these energy centers now in the sense of dying from the old, rebirthing into the new. So it's going to be exciting, Sure, retrogrades can be a drag, but it depends. It's all perception. Do you choose to see it that way? Well, you're going to lose a lot of opportunities. You're just waiting for July to come around, right? To pick you up and bring you onwards. But those of you who are really spiritually awake and conscious will know exactly what work we need to do on inner levels, because it's the work we do in here which creates the life we have out here outside of us, right? It always happens inside first, not from the outside in. So, exciting months, slow, yes, but deep for sure. Now, Mercury's been retrograde in February, and if you're listening to this on February, and it's still retrograding, so, no signatures, no signing, no nothing, but prepare and be ready, because as soon as Mercury goes direct here, February 28th, just as we come in to March, and it's turning direct there just as the Sun and Jupiter are trining together. It's turning direct and gathering up there right as at the new moon on March 1st. So this area for you, there might be some good news here coming to you. It might come from short distance away. It might have something to do with a journey, a trip for a few of you. It could come from your neighborhood, your surroundings, or also siblings. That's also the third house. Whatever it is, you will know here March 1st. And definitely a feeling and a sense of celebration, whatever it is going to be for you personally. Then we have, on the 3rd, we got the Sun and Pluto. That's going to come in and verify, validate, be a part of this transformation. This is also coming from family roots, the past, the roots within yourself, where you've been and where you want to head and how you want to set down your grounds in your new foundation is coming in here through some communication. And this will be between you and the second house, which also has to do with money. So you might hear about money, news of it, or it might just be the way that you feel about your own sense of self-worth, because that's also the second house. How do you feel about yourself today? This should be a good day to feel that something has cut through to the essence, and there's pride here, and you have all reason to feel proud. March 3rd. Now, March 5th, Venus is moving out of the area where it's been for the last 3 months, working on this Saturnian energy in your second house for income, self-esteem. Might have been somewhat like really heavy here, 3 months. But March 5th, you're going to feel that it's going to move into a happier space. You're lighter, you're more free-spirited, you're hanging more loose, your communication is more positive. The way you communicate and what you communicate is going to be a lot of love, because it's Venus. Venus is love and romance, but it's also those things that we love and we cherish. We might see that you're going to be expressing that much more too, from the 5th and throughout the month. The next couple of days that you want to check out and put on your calendars, the 13th, 14th, because we have first communication, some news coming in here with Saturn that's going to validate or shore up some security for you. I feel this is going to lift you out of that little bit of the heaviness where you've been. I don't know, it might be kicking in here also because we're starting to kind of fill up that full moon right at the 16th. And whatever news or is coming into being on the 13th, followed by the news coming in on the 14th, this is action. This is Mercury, Mars kicking into action. Beautiful, radiant beam. So Mars is still, doing really good where it's at. It's in the 11th house. So it ties in with your hopes and dreams, something you've been working for in the past. I have to say the past because it's not the future, because remember, Mars is retrograde. So something you started prior to March 1st has already, been working behind the scenes. This is going to come through for you on the 14th. 17th, we got Mercury moving out of the area of the 3rd house. It's going to move into your sense of self in your home, your real estate, property, family, communication with family might be more important, or it might be how you communicate, the way you want your foundation of your home to be. You might start tweaking or working something there. So you'll have that for a whole full month, and Mercury's now on the fast forward of preparing of how you want to shift things in this area. The 18th might be a surprise. This is beautifully coming from the 3rd house, so that's communication, and to the area of the 5th house, so it's going to be a fun day. You might just get an invitation on the 18th, and that might just open a door of something unexpected. Good surprises, good unexpected though, because it's a harmonious aspect. The 22nd, I think you're going to be communicating your dreams, or pay attention to them. Daydreams, nocturnal dreams. It's inspiration, it's aspiration. It's also perhaps a vision that you could receive about the future, and you want to hang on to that. Because, see, we dream first and then we manifest secondly. Nothing is created without us seeing it. 22nd, perfect day for it. It's going to be in this Neptunian area because it's in the sign of Pisces, and the 4th house of home. You might be dreaming up a new home, or dreaming up new furnishing, or how you want to upgrade or beautify or spiritualize, because it's also Neptune, spirit too, right? Last 3 days we're going to talk about here for March 26th. Really riveting up here. It's Mercury. Some good news about now from Jupiter, which is moving direct again, and it's about finances. It's about joint resources. So between you and your partner, or it could be you and the government. It's also rules, of course, investment backers and all that, and taxes. Might get something back on your taxes or news of it. Then we have the 28th, where we have communication between Mercury and Pluto. And for you, you will now feel that something financially, just like the day before, or on the 26th, which was the 8th house of income through others, okay, joint resources, commissions, and so forth. Now you're going to be looking at your personal resources on the 28th. So the two of them are going to be working together, opening up certain doors. And then on 29th, you're going to feel really good, because Venus here feels shored up. It's feeling secure. The trine between Venus and Saturn here this day, it's between the home, it's the 4th house, it's the 12th house, the psychic house, the subconscious house. These two, they're emotional because it's water houses, but you're feeling that you're in the flow. It's like finding your wave, catching your wave, and then surfing it, and then trusting the wave knows exactly where it's heading. It's heading, taking you to a safe shore. So March, many ways, I feel, is a very good month for you, Sagittarius. There's a lot of, what should I say, projects on your horizon that you have been having. What's been difficult for you is, see, we all need something on our horizon. That's what pulls us forward in life. But when Jupiter goes retrograde, which is that horizon, it's like, it dried up and it's hard to move forward. We feel a little lost when the horizon isn't there. But from March 6th, when Jupiter goes direct again, you'll see how these projects, how your vision is coming back up, and then you know where to navigate. So there's an optimism here running through March, and I just feel you're going to be left feeling like the sun child here this month. And that will bring you into April, which we will talk about next month. But in the meanwhile, catch your moon and your rising sign, and I'll see you next month. Bye now.
Do you follow Karen's daily scopes yet? If not, and wonder what they hold, click the sample link below and listen to both the Astro scope and Tarot scope, and get a feel for what you can expect in your love, career, and financial outlook for today.